Hello, welcome to my podcast. This is Prasoon. I am a doctor based in Kerala and I am building my business to be successful. One day, I know it will be successful because I am committed to making it successful. I am doing this podcast just to enable other persons who are like me. So you might be wondering what is wrong with me, right? I'm a doctor. That's not a problem. But I am legally blind. Yeah, that's it. I said it. So this is the first time that I am talking about my condition. But actually, I don't want to speak a lot about my condition. My eye condition is cone rod dystrophy. I don't like to elaborate on my eye condition because that is an area where I don't want to go. But I feel that this is the condition which has made me a different person. It has forced me to think in a different way. It has forced me to think about my future. It has enabled me to become a businessman, a self-motivated man, it has changed me from someone who was lazy to a person who is conscious about his health and is trying to build a business, someone who is trying to make other persons move, someone who is trying to create a moment. It has helped me a lot, but at the same time, it has many limitations. I cannot walk in a new place which I'm not accustomed to. I need a personal assistant. I cannot read a paper. I don't write with a pen these days. I cannot drive, which I used to do a lot and I love driving, but I don't drive now because of my eye condition. When you think about it, there are so many limitations, but the same condition has changed me in a way it has changed me in a way which has forced me to make this podcast just because of the reason that I realize that there are millions of persons who are just like me, who think that they cannot do stuff, they cannot do a job, who think that they cannot earn money. And I just have one message for all of them. You don't need to think like that. Actually, you are blessed. We are all blessed. We can do whatever we want. We can build great business empires, just like the one that I am building right now. If you are wondering about the business that I am talking about, it is called Dofody. It is Doctors for Everybody in short. It's an online doctor consultation platform where we connect doctors to patients, and I am the founder of this company. We started in 2018. So we are doing good. COVID has been a big boost in our sales and everything, in every aspect of our business. But this podcast will be on how I face my daily life, how I work out all the problems, how I face the challenges and how I overcome it, how I run a business even with this eye condition, how I manage persons being legally blind, or you can say visually impaired, whatever words or terms that you want to use, you may please. But I feel it as a blessing. This eye condition has changed me in ways which I never thought it would. So, what can you expect from this podcast? Let me think. I've been doing videos for the last 3 years on YouTube, and most of those videos were in Malayalam. 10 minutes ago, I was wondering in which language to start this podcast, and I came across a World Health Organization article on blindness, and it says there are more than 1 billion persons with visual impairment in the world, and out of them almost 240 million are blind. So I thought I should start in English. The language which I speak natively in my home is Malayalam, and that's the same language in which I have been making videos. All those videos were on health topics. I'm still making those videos. Yesterday also I made a video, and the channel is doing good. You can find me on YouTube. You just need to type in Dr. Prasoon. That's DOCTOR Prasoon, PRASOON, and that's me. Yes, I still wear spectacles because I think it looks good on my face. It makes me feel like a bit more confident, and I'm also used to it. So, coming back to what you can expect in this podcast, this will be the podcast where you will learn how to face the new world with disabilities. We call it a different ability now, right? We call ourselves differently abled. I think it's a much more apt term now because the world is going into recession in almost all parts of the world, including India, where I live in. If you are thinking how I practice being a blind person, well, technology has enabled me to do even that. So that is how Dofody was born, and I do only online consultations. Now our company has more than 600 doctors, and almost 200 doctors are actively consulting patients from all over the world in Dofody, and that business is growing day by day. And in the next 3 years, I have huge hopes for that business. But this is, I am deviating from the topic a lot. Sorry about that, because this is the first time that I'm doing a real-time recording without a script. So I've been reading some books, and I've been talking to some persons, some mentors, and I've been planning to do this podcast for almost like a year now. And I thought today should be the day. So here it is. If you are blind or if you have some visual impairment or some kind of vision problem, and if you're thinking what is going to happen to you, what about your career, how you are going to earn, you will benefit a huge deal from my podcast. So because I have faced it, my vision loss has been a gradual process. I still can do a lot of my own personal stuff. I still can do a lot of routine everyday work my own without depending on others, but for some things I do require a personal assistant. So I know how it feels, how you might be thinking, and I know what the fears and anxiety that you might be feeling in your head and your mind right now. If you have questions on how you are going to earn, how you want to be independent, and how you want to make money, this podcast will help you, because I am going to explain everything in detail, every step, how I do my daily routines, how I do the household chores, how I blog, how I make videos, how I build a company, how I started it, how I recruit persons, how I do the marketing, the sales, the business operations, the systems, everything. If you are into business, you are going to benefit a huge deal. And I hope you get value from my podcast, because I think this is the purpose of my life. Dofody is a platform where any person can get the right information about their health from expert doctors. I founded that company just because of the reason that I wanted a platform to consult my patients. I am a modern medicine doctor, and so I didn't want to leave that profession. And I had some other medical issues, like for example fatty liver, and my cholesterol levels were going through the roof. And it was at that time that I decided to do some workouts and change my body shape and all. So and I wanted a platform where any doctor will be able to give information to patients very easily, and that's how Dofody was born. But this podcast will be different. I talk a lot about online doctor consultation in my channel, and I talk even more about various health topics in my YouTube channel and all the other social medias. But this is exclusively for persons with vision impairment or those who are legally blind. I know it is a dark topic. I know how it feels, how you might be wondering how I do all this stuff. I have many persons in my family and my friend circle who come up to me and ask me how I do this. And thing is that they don't even realize that I am not doing it all by myself. I have recruited. I have persons who help me to do this, but I have to sit with them. I have to explain how to take the videos, how to shoot the videos, how to edit it. Everything from building a business that has actually changed my life. It's actually changing the way you think about life. When you want somebody to do some favor for you, or when you want somebody to change some habits and make some changes in their life, you must be able to do it or implement it or show them how to do it. And that is how I find starting a business means to me. Before getting diagnosed with this condition, I had no dreams or any intention to start a business, or my perspective of life was completely different, because I was happily married. I had a good job in government health service, and I was becoming lazy. Yes, I was becoming lazy day by day. I used to come back from the outpatient department and I used to sleep till evening and then sit back late night writing or watching videos or binge watching series or movies. And I used to waste a lot of my time. But now when I look back after this condition, after making the diagnosis, it has been a slow but gradual change, but I think it has been for the good. There are so many researches going on in modern medicine, trying to find treatments on how to cure this condition that I have, but most of them are in clinical trial stages, and I'm not going into detail about it right now. So what else can you expect in this podcast? So that's what I have to explain, right? Let me think. You can learn how to be confident. You will learn how to use technology. Yeah, that's going to be the huge takeaway from this podcast. Because right now I am recording this podcast with a Samsung Q2 microphone and a Windows laptop. Actually, it is running Windows 10, and I'm using a Windows built-in voice recorder and no other software to record this podcast. If you want to know all the details on which softwares I use, which assistive technologies I use, by the way, I'm using Windows Narrator right now to record this podcast. I use an iPhone which has voiceover in it. I also have a MacBook Pro. It's a pretty old one. It is a mid 2012 version, but I have updated it. It too has voiceover accessibility features built into it. I used Android phones with TalkBack, and these are the three main platforms. I don't have an iPad or an Android tablet or any other device. These three devices and the latest assistive technologies and all the accessibility features have enabled me to check my emails, send messages, to communicate with persons, to shoot videos, to learn, to read books, to network, to communicate, to build a business. You won't believe how much stuff I do online, and I'm doing all these things with these three devices. And I started using Windows laptops very recently. Before that, I used to depend only on Apple MacBooks. But nowadays, when I use Windows, I find it very user friendly, very easy to use. You can find a lot of details on which all assistive technologies I use on a day-to-day basis in this podcast. The different softwares, the different apps, how I manage my money, my finances. Some apps are not so user friendly, some apps are not so accessible, but some others are. I have been using voiceover in my iPhone for the last 3 or 4 years now. Even Dofody app on both iPhone and Android phones are accessible with TalkBack and voiceover, and we designed it in such a way that it is accessible even on the web. So it's a huge deal. It's so many frameworks and many applications and many softwares that I use on a regular day-to-day basis, which enables me to do all this stuff. So what else can you expect from this podcast? You can learn how I dealt with my blindness, what I felt like when I got the diagnosis, how I am facing my life, what plans I have for my future, how I deal with persons who ask me, what can you see? How do you do all this? Do you dream? Can you see colorful dreams? There are so many interesting and funny questions that I get every day. I think if you are listening to this podcast right now, you might have heard those questions earlier in your life as well. So what else? Yeah, I think that's a nutshell about this podcast. Now a little bit about myself. I completed my MBBS or my bachelor's in medicine at Calicut Medical College in Kozhikode. I was a 2003 batch student. I passed out in 2000. Sorry, when you say passed out, it's not the right phrase, right? I completed the course in 2008, and then afterwards I worked in a few private institutions in Kerala. Then from 2012 onwards, I have been in Government of Kerala Health Department as a medical officer in a rural village in Kannur district. Then I resigned, and now I have a part-time job. Founded Dofody. Now I have several streams of incomes, including YouTube, AdSense, blog, affiliate marketing, so many stuff that I have to share in this podcast. I'm planning to do it on a regular basis. I still haven't figured out who's going to edit this podcast. I wish the sound quality is good enough. I wish I can do this recording every day. Right now it is almost 11 p.m. at night, and my family is upstairs in my new home, which we bought in January 2022, yes, this year. And I think they are gone to sleep. And I am recording my first podcast without a script, and that's a first for me, in my study room. And I hope you like this podcast. Thank you so much for listening. Stay tuned for the next episode. It is me, Prasoon, signing off. Take care. Stay healthy. And thank you so much for listening once again. Bye-bye.